Paul the Menace Venis. Where do I start? I'd first heard of him. I used to work in a warehouse in South Bank 10, 11 years ago now, 2010. And he was a name that would always come up. A lot of the other lads would always talk about him. Some of his shenanigans. I think this was at a time when Paul was probably at his wildest. So I'd have been about 30. I think Paul would have been about 24 then. And everything that was linked to his name was fighting, taking drugs. Very much like Lee Duffy. And I never ever met Paul in the flesh till I was working as part of a security team in Albert Park for Francis Jones, the boxer. In Stewart's Park. This was about 2014, 15. And I think this must have been when Paul just come out of prison, or not long been out of prison. I'd seen his name around then, because he was in the paper for winning British titles, European titles, world titles. And I seen him at the fair, and I remember looking over thinking, oh, he's a big lad. Bad haircut though at the time. It was completely bald on the side. If anyone remembers Paul, I can't talk about haircuts. Look at the last one I had. But yeah, it was completely bald and it was kind of a comb over. But I remember thinking, he was a lot lighter then. So I remember looking at him thinking like how agile and, you know, he was kind of more like the Thomas Hearns, a bit like lean and obviously it was his fighting days, where now he's, I think Paul must be about 20 stone these days, not far off. But he's more muscular, he's a weightlifter. So yeah, we got together about 18 months back. I liked him instantly. So I just wanted to do a little chat to just give him a little push. I've messaged Sean Atwood this morning. And this channel is not run by me. They're run by the lads in the office in Pontefract. So I just do the videos and I send them in WhatsApp and they do the rest. I'm more Twitter at Jamie Boyle 10. I try to use Instagram now and again. And I'm on Facebook, I suppose. But yeah, not really clued up on YouTube. But it's not, you know, I've pushed Paul and I said, you know what, you need to start doing podcasts, because his story, there's lots of different angles to it. He's the hopeless drug addict who kind of was very much like Lee Duffy. He was, you know, and he had the down. He really, really fell. He was a vulnerable drug addict. Still walked about with the name, still got into as many fights, but was once half the man he once was. Went to prison, had his house shot up, had the attempts on his life, found God, turned around, done a complete U-turn. So myself and Paul, we've got this opportunity now to start going into schools. We're going to colleges. He's going to be opening a shop, not too near future. What else has he had? Going into home house prison, which is that would have already done that, but that's obviously lockdown has put it off. But one of the guys who was one of the screws when Paul was in, I don't know, when was he in prison? 10 years ago or whatever. Or remembered him. Said I remembered him and messaged him or messaged me or whatever and said, do you want to come in and do a talk? Because he's seen his total U-turn in life. Had a message from a naughty boys school in the northeast recently, so that's where he's going. But Paul, I'm not really into. Don't get me wrong, I watch them, but I'm probably not very good at it. And obviously, I have good days and bad days, but I suffer from anxiety quite bad. Where Paul is naturally made for it. He's quite He's confident. He's a great talker. He's quite charismatic. He knows what he's talking about. He's not as... You look at Paul, and he's not what he says on the tin. And what I mean by that is, you know, he's 6 foot, hair combed back, looks a bit like Lee Duffy, got hands massive. Everything's big all over, apart from down there. So, but anyway, but he's more intelligent than what you know. You look at him and you think he's this big Neanderthal bruiser who's only just discovered fire, but he's not. He's actually quite. He's really genuine, you know. I trust him, and there's love for him. So obviously, I want to see him do well, and I want to give him a push. So I'm going to put the link in this bio, and if you click on this link, that will take you to Paul Venis's direct YouTube channel. It's got a bit of a following these last couple of days, particularly for what's going to be said tonight. But yeah, that's another situation I'm not going to go into. I've had it for over a year, and there's certain things people looking into, certain things being dealt with. But so I'm going to keep out with that. But Paul's having his say, and Paul's basically going to be prolific in the YouTube channel. So he's going to be, you know, because he's good at what he does. He knows. He's, you know, I've worked for a lot of last couple of years, and you can find out people are not what they said they are. Paul's genuine. He's got my 100% trust. You know, if that comes and you know, if it comes back on me in a year or something, then I'll eat hay, and as will Paul. You know, he's had his inboxes about me, about people who don't even know me, warning him off, because a 20-stone world champion kickboxer needs to be looked out for, doesn't he? I'm using him as well. That's another thing a lot of people are saying. I'd like to know how that conversation goes. So I grab all the Paul Venis and I say, listen, you do what I'm telling you now. Yeah, I'm warning you now. Do as I'm telling you now. But anyway, jokes aside, he's going to be more prolific in his videos, and you know, he was a world champion. Yes, he was a drug addict. He's a Christian. He's been in prison, all this kind of life. He's actually, he was a fantastic sportsman as well. He was going to become a footballer. He actually, when he left school, he was a footballer. He was on Hartlepool's books. I think he actually played for the Grimsby first team as well on loan. So, you know, he's got such an amazing life, and how old is he now? 35, 36 he might be. I think when he's about 40, he's going to put a biography. He'd do his story. I know he's on about doing he's going to do his book. Obviously, he'd done a very self-bank story, but that was mainly about Lee Duffy. But Paul's going to do his story in a couple of years. There's still a few chapters to be written or yet to be lived out. I know he was talking about he's going to do his own training book next year. But yeah, the guys, you know, he's actually in my close circle of friends, and I only have a handful of people who can probably get me anytime, and he's one of them. He's one that I absolutely love. The wife loves him to bits, and it's not even on a professional basis for me and him anymore. If I, you know, I want to see him go as far as he can. It's not about money or nothing like that. I have a lot of love in my heart for him, as I do with Neil Boove, and any of my other close friends. But yeah, I just want to see him do well in life, and this YouTube channel, which he's going to be starting to do, and he's got his acting, he's going to start being more prolific, and I think the first one's tonight. Then I know he's going to do some videos with Alex Reid, the cage fighter. They've been talking quite a bit now. Excuse me. Alex obviously knows of Paul, and I think when I first started talking to him, he said, "Is that the kid up north who knocks everyone out?" I think he'd kind of heard of him on the grapevine, and obviously they have a lot in common. MMA fighters, all this kind of stuff. Alan Thompson was another one I think they were talking the other day. So Paul's going to be, and not only that, he was asked. I know Paul was talking to Jeff Winter, the Middlesbrough referee, about going into the Legends Lounge on a match day and talking. Jeff said Paul would go down an absolute storm in there. So he's got a. I really, I'd like to think he has a really big future, and just see wherever he gets. Could be the next Tom Hardy with a film. Then I don't know. We don't know what's on the corner in life, but one thing's for sure: it won't be. It won't lack me pushing him into things. Because as I said, I've got a lot of love for him. Great friend, but also he has a great story as well. So anyway, that's just a little take on Paul the Menace Venis. Paul is on Twitter now, so if you look on Twitter, I think it's at Paul Venis 3. He's on Instagram. I don't know off the top of my head if you just type in Paul Venis. If you want a link for his bio, it's on. If you click on the link, it'll take you to his channel. And what was the other one? Hang on. YouTube. So he's on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, he's got a Facebook page called Paul Venis Actor. Anyone wants to message Paul Venis directly, I'm on. War Cry Publishing are on. A few others are on, but I don't answer the messages. So if anyone wants to inbox Paul about any, I don't know, coming to give a talk or one-to-one training or I don't know, any kind of stuff like that, then give him a message on Paul Venis or on Facebook, and he'll be the person that responds to you. So don't forget, guys, to click and subscribe to Paul Venis's YouTube channel. He might look a big, scary fucker. And he probably is a big, scary fucker. But he's really a big teddy bear. Yeah, he's a big, cuddly teddy bear. But good luck to him, and yeah, I'm his biggest fan, and I like him as a person as well. It's not even as a professional relationship. I want to see him do well as a friend. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to be backing him forever. So don't forget to click and subscribe to Paul Venis, guys. If you're watching this on Facebook, any of the links, don't forget to click and subscribe the War Cry Publishing YouTube channel. If anyone wants to message me directly, you can message me at Jamie Boyle 10 on Twitter. That's the best way. And I'm on Instagram as well, Jamie Boyle Books. Thanks for your time, guys. God bless. Have a great week.